If you ever wanted to know what are the signals of a man who doesn't believe a word he's saying, this is the video for you. And you can use these signals the next time someone tries to argue with you, because then you will know that they are shaking inside. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And this time we have FIFA President Gianni Infantino hit out at Europeans' criticism of Qatar on the eve of the World Cup. The game's global governing body has been attacked for its decision to take the game to Qatar, where the treatment of migrant workers and the rights of LGBTQ people have been in the spotlight. But then he started all this rhetoric about what Europeans have been doing for the last 3,000 years, and that they don't have the rights to give moral lessons to people, or in this case, criticize Qatar. So in the next 59 seconds, you're gonna see the signals of a man who is desperate to come out as convincing, but, well, you have to see it for yourself.
Today, I have very strong feelings.
Notice that right off the gate, we have a huge contradiction between those strong feelings he claims to be feeling and his posture, which is quite defensive, with his arm almost covering part of his chest and the hand, well, trying to cover a bit of his face. He might have strong feelings, but he's trying to hide. He's also a bit hunched, and his shoulders, well, we're gonna see how he begins to try to look smaller as he keeps talking. This is a characteristic when someone is not sure about what they are saying. These kind of sentences, "I can tell you that," do not add anything to the conversation, are just fluff. They are like trying to make time, trying to add gravitas, but his body language is not giving out that gravitas, that urgency, that passion that he is, well, whatever, trying to convey.
I can tell you that. Today I feel Qatari.
Well, more than a few things have happened here in rapid succession. For just a split second, he sit out straight. Okay? We thought that he was going to mean business, but what did he do immediately after? He crossed his arms, looking down, and he is hiding his hands. His hands are nowhere to be seen. He's using that gesture to protect himself. He doesn't want to be seen at that moment. Again, in body language, there's never a single signal that gives away how a person is feeling. But as you begin to notice the amount of signals that he is giving out, well, you know that he is not comfortable at the moment, but maybe he has a message to tell. Maybe he wants to say something important, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. And notice the precise moment he says the word Qatari. He is looking at the camera in a way that is, well, how can I describe it? It's not very convincing. He's like helpless. It's like he feels helpless at that moment. His face is not angry. His face is not of anger or conveying any strong emotion. He's more or less like, how can I get out of this? As I mentioned earlier, he is trying to make himself look smaller, which is characteristic when someone doesn't want to be seen, doesn't want to say what he's saying, doesn't trust himself, has no confidence in his own words, and maybe you could use that to your advantage if you're arguing with them.
Today I feel Arab.
Two things happen in terms of facial microexpressions in here. When we was going to say, "I feel Arab," he wet his lips. It's just a signal. Maybe it could be an emotional signal. It's just one body language signal, so we have to look at it in context. But right after that, he did this. He pressed his lips. Pressing one's lips usually is about being a bit frustrated. Today I feel Arab. If he's making a point, if he's telling the truth, if he's speaking from the heart, there should be no frustration, right? Maybe he's frustrated at the way Europeans are treating the Qatari people, or Qatar as a country, or the Qatari government. I don't know, but this kind of signals only project insecurity. lack of confidence. That's why it's so important to be aware of your own facial expressions when you are talking, because you don't want to give away your emotions if it's not needed. If you don't want to, or if you're in a negotiation, it will be very bad if people guess what are you really feeling at any given moment and not the message that you want them to get.
Arab. Today I feel.
You know that you can't analyze body language from a single picture. You can make a decent guess about what was happening at any given moment. But one video is essentially a series of moments change in time. And this one, you can see his body language here, not only his head, his jaw, his shoulders, and still those crossed arms, not showing his hands. He wants to not be seen. He doesn't want to be seen. That's why he is dodging eye contact every time he can. That is another signal that we can use to our advantage.
Today I feel African.
Okay, two signals, very easy to spot. You just saw those lips pressing again and his eyes going totally down. There's no way to miss that. And he also did this expression like of pain. Today I feel African, and no, you don't feel like it. You feel physical pain at that moment. One of the best body language tips is to try to mimic the person's expressions. If you try to mimic his expression at this moment, you're gonna see that you feel pain, you feel upset, you feel discomfort. But it's not with what he is saying, it's how he is feeling with what he's saying at that moment.
Today I feel gay.
Yeah, when he said, today I feel gay, he even tried to move his head a bit to add emphasis, but no, he's absolutely stiff. And that could be a misconception. You might think that when someone is sure about what they are saying, they're gonna be stiff, like this, like I don't know, like a king or something. But no, you're gonna be straight. Your shoulders will be broad. Your chin will be neutral. Your eyes will be relaxed because you are the one in charge, right? You are just telling the truth. You're telling the facts. So he is desperately trying to convey gravitas and passion and some kind of, and that he's upset, but he doesn't seem upset about the topic, but seems upset about having to talk about the topic, which is vastly different. That's why it's so important to get body language coaching, because your body has to convey the exact same message that you want to say with your words. And you can't just go out blank like that to a press conference like this, because millions will be absorbing your body language and realizing that no, you are just lying. Or in this case, well, that you don't believe a word that is coming out of your mouth.
Today I feel disabled.
Notice that after the words Qatari, Arab, African, gay, it seems like the tension, the pressure has diminished. He just went through the worst part of his speech and he's trying to feel a bit more relaxed. He's still tense, he's still stiff. At least he uncrosses his arms and we can see his hands, but now his hands are forming that little barrier in front of him. So it's a bit less defensive posture, but still it's not the best way to deal in this kind of situations. Also, he wets his lips again and he's looking around trying to find some kind of anchor in whatever public he has at that moment to see if he can get some kind of positive feedback upon his words. But you can't never demand positive feedback if you don't feel your own words.
Today I feel a migrant worker.
So yes, it was a bit cynical and hypocritical, this speech, but what can I say? Money talks. In this case, the last signal is when he was saying that I feel like a migrant worker, he was raising his eyebrows to look for that the feedback. He was looking for that feedback a few seconds ago and he didn't get it, so he's raising his eyebrows to see if he can elicit that response. Remember that we raise our eyebrows not only for surprise, also to connect with other people. That's why we can even greet someone without saying anything, without moving a muscle, just by doing this. The idea behind this analysis is that you pick up these signals the next time you're having a conversation and you notice that people are insecure maybe about one certain topic of their speech or the conversation or a subject in particular, and you say, they are not sure about this particular subject. There must be a reason behind it. Let's find out. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and remember to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and bless.